Welcome back to the Crusherverse. I've got,
Woo!
yes, special guest, Hayley, Crusher Cain. Hi, Hayley. Uh,
Hi, we're still here.
you're still here, and you're in Detroit right now, and you tell me it's really hot out there. It's hot here too, but what's it like
Ugh,
out there?
it's hot and it's humid, and I'm not used to that. So it's been quite interesting for the hair.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it, when you're in a humid environment like that, and you're used to like the Southern California ocean breezes and
Yeah.
the nice 70 degrees weather all the time.
But I do appreciate the long showers and that my flowers are always blooming and everything's green. So that is incredible, coming from a state where the showers are like 5 seconds long.
Yeah, with those terrible water saving shower
Yeah.
shower nozzles. Yeah, you're right. That it is something about the Midwest and the greenery and just the summertime and those and that type of environment that's so nice. You got to find a nice lake near you.
I know. And
Eh,
fireflies, that's new.
Oh, that sounds
Hmm.
nice.
Very
Do you
nice.
have crickets at night?
Yeah, but I don't like the crickets.
Oh, you don't? You don't like that sound? I like
No, I don't like things that are jumping out at me, but the fireflies are okay, and they're very romantic and they're very beautiful. So we're
that
all
sounds
right.
like a song. You might have some lyrics coming for a new song.
Yeah, they.
Fireflies. Hey, listen, if you're just joining us, you just picking up, tuned in on the radio or the podcast here. We were talking about Haley and the Crushers and their amazing videos. So I wanted to direct you to their YouTube channel at Haley and the Crushers. Real easy to find, and there's just amazing, great music and great videos there. They really do a good job. The website, HaleyandtheCrushers.com, and you can follow Haley and the Crushers on Instagram at the same Haley and the Crushers. You guys are smart that way. You do the same URL for everything.
That's right.
Facebook, Spotify. Um, Follow them. Check out their music. We're playing the music right now from a couple of the albums, but we came in right now with Taboo. Anything you want to tell us about Taboo, or should we just leave that to the imagination as well?
Just if you want to see the video, if you just listen to the song, I mean, the video we recorded at a thrift store in Detroit called Flamingo Vintage, which is awesome. And I got to record this sort of evil demon version of Hayley Crusher that we recorded in our attic of this 1926 kind of fixer-upper that we bought when we first moved here. And so you can see the creepy, ghoulish, dark side to my persona. Um, we get a kick out of doing these videos because it's like you don't have to. It's like you're 8 years old and you're playing with your parents' camcorder. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
had
we
that thought
enjoy it.
about all of you guys with the wigs on and
Oh yeah.
the chasing. What is the song? I love that song actually. Let me look at
Oh,
it.
she drives.
She drives. Yeah, what a
Yeah.
great song.
Oh, thank you.
Great,
Yeah.
another great brings great imagery. And you almost root for it. It feels like the girl's running in a way. She's driving away. She's
Yeah.
everybody's chasing her, but there's this you kind of for me anyway. When I heard it, I'm like rooting for
Yeah.
whatever she's driving towards or trying to get to.
Yeah, definitely. I wrote that one about one of my best friends who, whenever she would get in a fight with her significant other, she would just drive.
Just run.
And she would drive until it resolved itself in her mind. Like she would drive to Malibu, or she'd just get in her car and just drive. She had a racing, a grandma who was a race car driver in the
Wow.
60s. And I think she has something in her where she's got a lead foot and she just drives until she feels better. For me, I dye my hair until I feel better, or I change my outfit until I feel better.
I like both of those.
We
That's a
all have
great.
our ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell me about how you met Dr. Cain E. Esquire.
Oh, my gosh, what a romantic tale. Well, we just celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So thank you. Very exciting, very big feat. We met through music. I was playing banjo, believe it or not, in a bluegrass band, and he was playing guitar and is the lead guy in a country band, a classic country kind of type Hank Williams style band. And we just fell in love over our shared interest in country, like old country music and punk rock music, and just generally being known eccentrics in the neighborhood and being weirdos, which We love it. We're like, we're the known eccentrics. We know that all the kids talk about us in our weird house. Um, and so
Oh,
we
you
just
were that
started.
house on the block?
Oh yes. Oh yes, definitely that house. They're like, who are these weirdos that are like they, my husband has all these tattoos, and the yard, it has all we put spiky deer grass instead of the lawn, so we let it grow so tall that it like almost covers the house. So it kind of looks like, you might get murdered if you go
So
there to
all the
get
kids are
Halloween
like
candy.
they'd ride their skateboards and bikes and go, stay away from there.
So, well,
You were the
we
scary
want to be
house.
those people. We definitely want to be those people. We're creating memories for children.
Yes,
Um,
good
so we met
memories.
through music, and we've never stopped making music since. So since we've met, I think we definitely done over 10 releases in total. We were in a punk band together for a while. We are always, doing new stuff, whether we're screen printing posters or we're, just touring and getting in the van with our two Chihuahuas and driving across the country and doing crazy stuff like that. So I think when you find somebody who just matches your weirdness that well, you have to hold on. So
Mm.
that's kind of how we got together, and we've just been, yeah, having adventures ever since.
I have so many more questions now. One real quickly, what are the
Yeah.
names of your two chihuahuas?
Well, we like to say we have so we have Peanut the Chihuahua. She's an applehead Chihuahua.
Peanut, I like it.
And then we have Chi-WTF. Like, what even is this? It's like a Chihuahua and a Dachshund and a Terrier.
I I
And
knew you
his
were gonna have
name,
great names.
yes, his name is Peyton Manning.
WTF. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
So
his name is Peyton Manning because Dr. Cain is from Colorado, and I felt, as someone who doesn't care at all about sports at all, I felt like I had to give him something. So we have Peyton Manning, and we have Peanut,
that was
and
generous of
they're the
you.
loves of our lives. We dote on these dogs like crazy. They have spiky vests that they wear to protect them from, situations,
Neighborhood
and
kids.
everyone in the neighborhood knows them.
So is your husband is
Dr. Cain.
Dr. Kane? Is he a real doctor or is he a real attorney or is he both? And he has time
Well,
to play in a band?
well, you'd have
Hey.
to ask him what he's a doctor of. But the last thing I heard is that he's a doctor of love. I don't
Uh
know
that
what
that's
that
a
means. I
well
wouldn't
that
hire him if I had. Hey, you could hire him for your legal situation, but I don't know.
you're not sure
Um,
how it's going to turn out.
yeah,
don't
I think he
don't
just
have
wanted
very
to
high
impress.
expectations.
Yeah, he just wanted to impress my parents. Like, wow, I married a doctor and a lawyer, like at the same time. This is amazing.
It is amazing. And he's a Dr. Love, so that's even another bonus for you.
Yes, he's a
All right.
doctor of comic books,
Well,
I would
you
say.
may have answered this already, but I was thinking, what did he do for you creatively? As you guys met, as you're playing together, like what does he do for you creatively then and now?
Like,
Maybe you already
as
answered
my
that
husband or as my
uh,
bandmate.
both that I mean, okay, let me put it this way. Let's forget that you guys are in a band. To get married, that's a marriage is hard and good, and it's all those things,
Yeah.
and it's long term. If you do it the
Ugh.
way I think you should, it's long term. You're going to be together. You've got to work together, and then as a bandmate, it's almost, I've always talked to artists and they say my bandmates, it's like a marriage. So you've
Yeah.
basically got two marriages, but there's some reason that you guys not you gel and create such great music together and such
Oh, I
great
see.
life
Like
together.
the collaboration, like
Yeah.
who's doing, yeah, totally. So I'm the chaos, he's the order. So for instance, right now we're recording some stuff for an upcoming project, and I'm gonna come out with the creative ideas. He comes with a lot of creative ideas, but he's really good at making sure that all the tracking is getting to the right person to be mixed,
Mhm.
and he's coming up with the systems that is going to make all this happen. He's the one who's doing the routes for the tours, so I might be making some connections when I'm meeting different people, and I'm like the social butterfly going around and getting all this kind of information, but then he's the one that's like, okay, let's route this tour and this is what we're going to do.
Mhm.
So I think that makes him sound like he's not fun. That's not true at all.
No, that actually that's
Very fun. Yeah, but
it's
it works like that. And then also for songwriting, it's really great because sometimes he'll write like a guitar or bass riff, and I'll sing to it, or vice versa, and that way we don't get stuck in our own ways because we both are musicians and we both have our own styles. But together, when it's like when it's a Dr. Cain bass line and guitar part, and it's a Hayley melody, that's the best kind of combination. When it's all me, that's not the best. When it's all him, it's not the best. So I think it's just this really great melding of like just how we see the world. He's more literal, I'm more figurative. You know, not every song can't just be a poem, but also can't just be a literal story. So it's like there's something there where the two halves come together. And it's really magical. And I think that's part of why our commitment has felt like fun. And we definitely have our problems and we definitely have our fights creatively and otherwise. But it's just really fun to be able to build that world together and feel like, you know, he's going to catch the ball if I drop it and vice versa. It's really nice.
And they're probably, he wouldn't be as successful without you, and you wouldn't be as successful without him. You need that together, what you guys bring to each side of it to create, so that you can go out there, create, have fun, spread the music and all the love and all that goes along with it.
Yeah.
Because he's got his stuff handled and you've got yours handled, and that's
Yep.
great. That's amazing. That's exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. Was there a magic moment that you like, you looked over your guitar or you looked over the side stage and you said, we have something special here. We need to start a band. We need to be in a band together. Do you remember that moment, or was there one?
I mean, I think it was just when we first started playing music, when I joined his country band and I was still playing banjo and guitar kind of in my own thing. And um, when I joined his band, I initially was like, oh, I'm just going to be like this side person. But he was like, oh, no, you're going to be on the front with me. And we were literally like side by side singing and playing. And he's like,
You were
I've
like,
always wanted somebody that's like next to me. And I was like, oh,
you
you
weren't just
know,
going to be the tambourine girl.
exactly. And that's something so beautiful too, is like, I want to see him shine. He wants to see me shine. So I think when he said that and he's like, oh no, like you're going to get dressed up. You're going to sing this. You're going to have your own songs that you sing and you're going to write songs for this band. And we have an age difference of 13 years. I was in my early 20s and he was like almost late 30s at the time. And so he actually has a kind of a weird role in my life of like show of not he kind of showed me my own potential in some ways where maybe it would have taken me a lot longer. He was like, oh no, like you're talented, you need to do this, go for it. And there was never a day that I was like, oh, he doesn't believe in me, or he, you know, is threatened by that. And that, I think that was it for me. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody who wants to see me be a ham, that's amazing, you know.
Isn't that the most unselfish, beautiful gift you could give someone?
Yes,
Right?
I'm like gonna cry, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet.
Oh, I love him. uh,
Well, he's also, because I can see behind you that you are he's redesigning, or you guys are redesigning a home there in Detroit, and um, it's beautiful. You guys are off
yeah,
to a good
he
start.
built
So he's got
so
talent there as well.
I'll think of something, like I'll think of the design of how I want this house to be and he'll make it happen. And I think that's another beautiful thing. And not that that's a little sexist to be like, oh, the girl has the ideas and the guy builds it, but it's not like that. It's more, you know, he's always excited. Oh, this is a cool idea. Like, let's make this house into a weird 1920s. We call it the gnome dome because we wanted to, our style for this house is gnome domicile. Like, where would the gnome live? And he was so on board with it. He's like, hell yeah, gnome dome, hashtag gnome dome, hashtag gnome dome 2024. So we're
You
just
guys are
like
great
living
with
in the,
names.
yeah, we're living, I'm the marketer, so you know,
Yeah,
we're
the
just living
titles.
in our own weird little fantasy world. Thank God I found someone who wants to do that with me. Oh my God. Whew.
Well, how great. What a great guy.
Yeah.
Thank you for I'm sending him a thank you for all the good stuff he's done for you and for you guys together, because we get to enjoy the benefits as it works its way, I guess, into the universe, into our ears, into our stereos, as music that we can relate to and have fun to and cry to and all that good stuff. So would you describe your music as punk? I know that's, I see that described that way a lot. Pop punk. Is that how
Mm,
you would describe it? How would you describe your music
yeah,
sound
I mean, I
or
think there's
genre?
elements, yeah, elements of both. I think we're not afraid of melody and we're not afraid of radio hits and
Mhm.
classic radio hits of the 60s through the 80s, not or even 90s. Like we listen to the most obscure, random, like grungy punk, and also, Tina Turner. So, I mean, I definitely think we both come from punk scenes and from the punk world. As far as what punk is today in 2024, I always say punk is probably right now is probably something that I don't even know about, that some 25-year-old is doing that I don't even understand, because that's probably the punkest thing happening.
In a
The
backyard.
idea of punk now is kind of, yeah, in a backyard. The idea of punk now has kind of become kind of like a parody of itself. So it's sort of like a just lesser of two evils to be like, are we a rock band or are we a punk band? And when I
Hmm.
think of rock and roll, I want to yawn until I literally pass out. So if I have the option, I'm like, I'm a punk band, because we're going to be a lot more brash and in your face. But in
Oh,
terms of like claiming a certain subculture, I think we've never really done that. We never fit in with the in crowd. We never fit in with the out crowd. And that's just how we are. Like, we are people that like our music, work at record stores.
mm.
That's who picks it, you know?
That's a
And those
compliment.
are
That
the
should be
weirdos.
another quote.
And DJs, and like cool
Yeah.
DJs, like people like yourself, people that do radio. It's people that have a discerning and weird sensibility about them, and they're kind of their own weird kind of outsiders in their own way. So our group is kind of like, I don't know, are we really in the punk? Are we in the pit, or are we like outside of the pit, kind of like observing it, and creating like a weird, song about it, you know?
Well,
I took
you
that
talk.
really figuratively. I'm sorry.
No, I think you've got to ask the artist. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I was an artist, I don't know if I'd want to be put into a category if I had all the things, all the layers and textures that you have in your music. Do I need to be put in one? What is it to you? What does it need a
I
genre?
wish.
But I was
I mean,
bringing that up. Go
if
ahead.
we were
Sorry.
though, if we were in one genre, we would definitely be more successful. That is abundantly clear, that being specific is very important, but we will never be specific to one thing.
Do you
So,
think so though, with all the crossover these days, or with the music that someone that's a rap star is a country star, someone that's a
right.
country star, uh, Taylor Swift goes into
Yeah,
pop,
there's I agree, and I don't mean like that we can't genre swap. It's more like that, to have that simplicity of like knowing exactly
Yeah.
who you are and doing that thing, and having it be simple and having it be not predictable in a bad way, but somewhat predictable. That's the thing that I think we just really like shirk off. We don't like it. Like for this EP, for instance, there's a song that sounds like Unsubscribed, that's like a kind of fierce punk song, and then we have like a 60s girl group inspired song that's very slow and very like, Shangri-La's. And then we have a song, and it has like pedal steel in it, and so it's more like we're like collaging a lot of things together all the time. But for us, it's like that's what makes us happy. So we're absolutely happy to be at the level we're at, as long as we keep having that integrity. And if anybody was like, oh, you need to be this or that, no, we would definitely not be into that. So
Well,
it is
that's
what
some.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's you. That's the marketer in you. That's that understanding
Yeah.
of
I mean,
the markets and the brand of the value of a brand, even though that's not what you're striving for, but
yeah.
that you to play the game and to get out there and get noticed, you need that as a smart.
Yeah, it's noisy. It's noisy out there, and it is better to have at least a pretty clear and simple version of what you're doing. Um, but yeah, we're always gonna be that like a little bit surprising, band. And I think that's what people love us for. So we're gonna keep doing that.
Yes, please do. Hayley and the Crushers. That's my special guest today is Hayley Crusher Cain. She's a front woman, guitarist, along with Dr. Cain Esquire, the bass player. We're going to go to break real quickly here, and we're going to listen to On the Way Out Cul-de-sac.
Ooh.
Ooh, you like that song?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
there
It was
anything you want to
inspired by
say?
the Stepford Wives, the book, The Stepford Wives.
Yeah, the lyrics are great.
Thank
I
you.
cut what you're going about to hear. I found a really great spot in the song, and I put that in there. I love it. So that was inspired by. I know they're mentioned in there, but I didn't realize it was inspired by that.
Yes.
And when we come back, we're going to come in with "She Drives," which is one of my favorites. I really loved this song and the video. Again, my special guest today, Hayley Crusher Cain. She's a frontwoman guitarist for Hayley and the Crushers. Go to hayleyandthecrushers.com. HAYLEYAND, the Crushers. Again, they're Poolside glitter punks. I love that description. Their upcoming EP is Unsubscribe from the Underground. It's available on all platforms via Kitten Robot Records. It's coming out on September 10th, 2024. You're going to forget, so go subscribe now. Everywhere you can find Hayley and the Crushers, go to their website, go from there. The track list, we've already played Unsubscribe. We're going to play Alleyways as the featured song at the end of the show here. Is Blood Treasure the next single release? Is that in order?
Yes, Blood and Treasure is the next single.
Blood and Treasure.
Yes.
And then Let Go, right?
Yes.
And then Queen of Hearts. I can't wait I want to hear about
that.
The making of that remake of that.
Juice Newton cover.
What a good song.
Surprises, like why not just throw a Juice Newton cover?
Why not? And it's a good one. So good choice. Good taste in music. All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.